As the day's light fades, the dimming sun casts long shadows across a silent parking area. A police officer, confident and overly self-assured, locks eyes with a woman of color calmly, standing nearby, and immediately decides she's a threat. His plan? To publicly humiliate her, assuming his position grants him the power to do so. But within minutes, the tables are turned, and the officer finds himself begging for mercy, realizing that he is not as untouchable as he thought. This is a tale of justice, bias, and unexpected consequences that you won't forget. Stay with us as we dive into this incredible story. It's the evening of October 17th, 2008, in the quiet town of Starr County, Ohio. The crisp fall air sweeps through the local Walmart parking lot, where the hum of Friday night shoppers fills the space. Officer Jay Carson, 38, sits in his patrol car, chewing gum as the radio crackles in the background. A familiar face around town, Carson has been with the force for 15 years, a stickler for the rules and proud of his role in keeping the peace. However, his idea of peace often involves picking out people who don't match his narrow expectations, particularly people of color. The dashboard of his car is cluttered with ticket stubs, and his badge gleams in the moonlight, though his record is far from spotless. Complaints from the past have followed him, but they've always been swept under the rug. Tonight, though, Carson is on a mission, scanning the lot for anyone who might be out of place. Nearby, Tasha Edwards, 42, leans against her silver sedan, chatting away on the phone. She's laughing, easygoing, and seems completely at ease. But to Carson, something about her calm demeanor raises suspicion. She isn't the kind of person he's used to seeing in this part of town. Tasha, however, is far from ordinary. A seasoned FBI agent with 20 years of experience, she's handled everything from organized crime cases to trafficking rings. Tonight, she's simply off duty, grabbing groceries after a busy week, wearing a casual jacket over her jeans and just talking to her sister about dinner plans. No flashy signs of authority, just a woman doing her everyday thing. Carson, however, sees things differently. His assumptions take over, and he decides it's time to make his move. He opens the door with a thud, boots hitting the pavement as he adjusts his utility belt. His shadow stretches long behind him as he walks toward Tasha, clearly expecting some sort of confrontation. Tasha notices him immediately, but doesn't stop her conversation. Carson doesn't hesitate to bark at her over the phone call, demanding to see her ID. "Hey, you're loitering on private property. I need to see some ID," he orders, his tone sharp. Tasha calmly lowers her phone, her voice steady as she responds, "I'm just waiting for my husband. There's nothing illegal happening here." Carson's patience is thinning, and his response is quick and harsh. "I decide what's needed. Show me your ID, or I'll have to arrest you." His words hang in the air, loud enough for the few people nearby to start noticing. A mother pushing a stroller, a man loading groceries into his car. All eyes are on them now. Tasha, however, remains unshaken. "Officer, you have no right to stop me. I'm not doing anything wrong," she says calmly. The officer, now visibly frustrated, steps closer to her. Refusing to cooperate is grounds for arrest. "Step off that car and comply, or you're done." The tension in the air thickens. Tasha, however, stays cool under pressure. She slides off the car slowly, reaching in her purse. Carson's hand instinctively goes to his holster, but he doesn't draw it. He's watching her, trying to predict what she'll do next. Tasha pulls out her wallet, but instead of showing a driver's license, she flips open a badge. The gold emblem of the FBI gleams in the fading light, the words Federal Bureau of Investigation standing out starkly. Carson freezes. The cocky attitude vanishes as his face turns pale. He stares at the badge as if he's seen a ghost. "Supervisory Special Agent Tasha Edwards, FBI," she says firmly. "Your stop was uncalled for, and it was driven by bias, not the law." The crowd goes silent as Tasha's words hang in the air. Carson stammers, trying to recover. I didn't know. I thought it was just routine." Tasha cuts him off, her voice unwavering. "Routine? You targeted me for no reason other than my skin color. That's not routine. That's prejudice. She pulls out her phone, dialing with precision. This is Agent Edwards. About an officer abusing his authority. Starr County PD, badge name Carson. I need a supervisor here now. Within moments, sirens echo in the distance. A sergeant's cruiser screeches into the parking lot, drawing the attention of everyone around. Carson is now exposed, his authority crumbling in front of the growing crowd of onlookers. Sergeant Alan Myers, 50, steps out of his vehicle with a no-nonsense attitude. He looks at Carson like a disappointed father. What's going on here, Carson? Carson stumbles through an explanation. She wouldn't show me her ID, said she was obstructing, but Myers doesn't let him finish. She's FBI, you fool. Stand down. Tasha calmly lays out the situation. He stopped me without cause, threatened to arrest me, and publicly humiliated me, all because I'm a black woman. His actions were completely unjustified. Myers, his face hardening, orders Carson to go with him. You're coming with me. We're filing a report now. As the crowd murmurs and phones continue to record, Carson's arrogant facade completely falls apart. Tasha walks away, leaving him to face the consequences of his actions. Her work here is done, but the fallout is just beginning for Carson. Back at the precinct, Carson's fate is sealed. His superiors are already in talks with the FBI. The next morning, news of his disgrace spreads like wildfire. His actions are all over the local news and viral on social media. Within hours, his reputation is destroyed. Chief Linda Green, 55, calls Carson into her office. Explain yourself, she demands, arms crossed. I didn't know she was FBI. I thought it was just protocol. Carson pleads, his voice desperate. Please, Chief, I need this job. But Green isn't moved. You beg for mercy out there, but begging won't save you now. Internal Affairs launches a swift investigation, uncovering 5 previous complaints, each involving minorities, and all of them dismissed until now. Tasha's report is airtight, time-stamped, and undeniable. By November 3rd, 2008, Carson is officially fired with no severance pay and no chance to appeal. The local news explodes with coverage of the incident, the viral video flooding social media. Carson's career is in ruins, and he's left to reflect on his actions. He becomes a pariah in the town, scraping by with odd jobs. By 2009, the department introduces mandatory bias training, though it's a reluctant step in the right direction. Tasha, on the other hand, quietly returns to her work at the FBI, but her stance that night becomes legendary. Her story spreads within law enforcement and the community, inspiring others to take a stand against bias and injustice. While the trust in the system is still cracked, Tasha's badge shines brighter than ever, a beacon of hope and justice in a world that desperately needs it.